Hello, my name is Glennda Baker. I am a real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is The Glennda Show. And today I am joined by the Diamond Squad, Elizabeth Coates and Evelyn Olson. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about 2021 market predictions, the lack of inventory that we are seeing where we cannot find anything for our buyers, and how we are already crushing it only 15 days into the market. 2021 is upon us.
Right. Nicely. We're halfway through. The first month. The first month.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Halfway through January.
I'm like, does it feel like it's been 6 months already?
No, it hasn't been that bad.
So, Elizabeth, what are you thinking 2021 is going to hold for us?
I think we're going to be really busy.
Yeah?
I think we're going to be really, really busy. I think real estate as a whole is going to really, really be a big deal this year.
Really?
Yeah. I think there was a little bit of hesitation last year, but we still managed to sell a lot to the people that needed to sell and list houses for people who needed to move. And I think there's going to be even more of that now as people get a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. So, do you have any idea? So, it's January 15th.
Right.
Do you know how many deals we've closed this year?
I don't know
Evelyn?
off the top of my head.
I would just guess like 5 or 7.
5.
Okay.
So
very good.
it's January 15th and we've already done 5 deals.
Okay, awesome.
It's
Not bad.
awesome sauce.
Not bad.
Yeah. We have had a hell of a January.
Right. Because we worked all the end of last year.
Right.
Unlike a lot of agents who say at
Take a
Halloween,
break.
oh, it's the holidays.
It's the holidays.
We're not in. It's
No.
the holidays.
Yeah.
And we were like, whoosh. So now we have all this stuff going on in January and February.
Yeah, people don't understand about real estate. I think that Halloween to New Year's, really, that's what closes in January.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got January full. We've got some space in February. So if anybody wants to buy a house, we've got plenty of time for you to buy it in February. We're rolling them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I have right now buyers calling me left and right now.
Standing in line.
Yes, I'm super
Right.
busy.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, the market is on fire. I just put an offer in and there were 50 other offers. 50.
I dreamed
5-0?
50. I've
I
never
dreamed
heard
about
of
that
before.
last night, and I woke up this morning. I'm like, did she really say 50?
Yeah.
It was in a dream I had.
Yes, it was 50 offers. 50.
What, was it that price range with that guy, that single
Yes.
guy
Yeah.
that's looking?
No, it's a family that's looking. The price range is 260. It's a single family house.
What area?
It's in Ostel Marietta.
50 offers.
50 offers.
So Evelyn, what do we need to do? We need to get every house under $300,000 in Austell listed as quickly as possible.
That's right, absolutely. There's 50 other people that want to buy houses.
Right.
I
They're
mean,
doing
that's
49.
that's like shooting fish in a barrel.
49,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
Did your people get it?
No?
No, because I bet you of the 50 offers, I'll bet you 25 of them were
Or
cash.
Yeah,
With no contingencies. And so they got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a client I was going to show a house to, and the agent called to say, look, we're just not taking any more showings. We got 17 offers. He's doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 5 of them were cash. No contingencies, and can you beat that? And I'm thinking, well, I don't think so, honestly,
Yeah.
because my client isn't cash. So they're going to have to be some contingencies, and I'm not going to tell her to buy the house without doing an inspection or having a due diligence period. I just don't feel right about that, so we're just going to keep looking.
And that's what people are doing right now. They're
Right.
removing the due diligence period and buying it as is. So it really makes it difficult for a family to buy
Right.
that needs to do an inspection that, gives them a certain comfort level.
Right. It's fine for an investor. And I
Exactly.
think that's where we're losing some is that, investors are willing to throw all that out the window, but your little first-time home buyer who doesn't know what they're getting into, you can't tell them not to do a due diligence.
But I'm going to tell you, do you know what these investors are doing? They're doing $500, $1,000 in earnest money, minimal earnest money. They're taking out the due diligence. They're agreeing to buy it as is. And then they're doing an inspection and they're turning
then
around
they're-
and forfeiting the earnest money.
Yeah.
Or they're not paying the earnest money until 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
and then they're saying, oh, we don't want to buy it. The buyer didn't provide the earnest money. The contract is now void. That's what's happening. I'm telling you, that's what's happening. But this is my concern, is that Susie and Bobby, here's Bobby. He's going to do a VA loan. He's fought for the safety of our country. And the three of us know that if he's going to do VA 100% financing, what is his likelihood to get the house over somebody paying cash?
It's pretty tough.
Somebody doing conventional financing. And, you know, personally, I'll be honest with you. I personally have a problem with that. Here's somebody who has laid their life on the line, who has been in our military, and they are at a disadvantage when it comes to purchasing a house. Like what does that say? Like, you know, not as a political statement. It's not a political statement. I'm just saying, like, or you're a first-time homebuyer. You're doing FHA, not just VA. You're doing FHA or you're doing VA.
I have some of those. But you know what?
What?
I'm having them write letters. I'm going back to the love letters, which I kind of have a love-hate relationship with people writing love letters. But I've had a couple people do that. And my last client that did it didn't get the house because they needed some things that the seller couldn't give. But the agent did tell me, your letter really made them think, and I'd really like you to do a backup because they really appreciated the time that your seller took to write the letter. So I'm back to doing that because, you know, you got to pull out all the punches.
You do. You have to do everything.
And the other thing I would want to add to it is I would make them go through the underwriting process. So they're already approved past the underwriting process, and that looks really good to the seller.
To a 0-day financing. You can at least do that.
Yeah.
So
and we can finagle the 0-day financing if we've got some due diligence to do the appraisal.
Right.
Yes.
But, you know, I mean, it is out of the box. I mean, we have got to do anything and everything. I mean, 50 offers, 17 offers. I mean, think about it. Y'all, people are standing in line to buy houses. Yeah. When is the inventory going to lighten? I mean, when are we going to get some?
But I think that is, you're hitting a point because right now there's not that many houses on the market. Right.
I think that'll change though. End of February, beginning March, we'll start seeing more houses come up. But I think we're then going to also have more buyers.
Right.
So I think we're going to have this crunch with the inventory throughout 2021.
Yeah.
I do. I don't think that we're ever going to have another situation where you take somebody out and you've got 10 great houses to show them. Now I've got 4 to show you, and 2 already have offers, and the other 2 are hanging off a cliff. So that's what you got.
Yeah. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Take your choice.
You know, it's so funny because we watch HGTV. We see the Property Brothers and, you know, or Love It or List It, and they take them in these fabulous houses. And we're like, this is not reality. Like, it's not in Atlanta, Georgia.
No.
It's amazing to me. No. I sit here and I think to myself, like, how in the world are people having this many choices? Like, where are they in the country that they're having this many choices? Because in Atlanta, Georgia, it's like some days, I mean, excuse my French, but it's shithole number 1 or shithole number 2.
Right.
I mean, that's the only thing that's still on the market.
Yeah, that's what you got.
But
you're going to fight for them.
Yeah.
Multiple offers for shithole number 1. Multiple offers for shithole number 2. Get your best offer in.
But you know, as an agent, it's difficult to get excited.
It is. It's very difficult to get excited sometimes.
And you're like, you know, like the roof is like 48 years old. Like there's like 58 layers of moss. And you're like, you cannot buy it as is. Yeah. Like, I'm just telling you right now, you're gonna need a roof inspection.
Let's don't do as is.
I mean, it's y'all, I have to tell you, every time I look at the real estate market, because we've been selling real estate for a long time. We've seen different phases of the market, up, down. I have to tell you, I have never seen the market in the condition that it is right now.
Yeah.
Where people don't give a shit about the condition, or they care too much about the condition. Right. So there's no middle of the road.
Right.
So either you got the investor who's willing to take the rodent infested house, or you've got Bobby and Susie who are waiting for the HGTV house.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
You've got grossly overpriced. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, you guys know, I have been looking looking at inventory. There is nothing and everything. That house I sent you yesterday for Ted and Isabel. $825,000.
And it's blue stucco.
It's blue.
I just don't think he's gonna. I sent it to him.
And it's synthetic.
Yeah.
Oh wow, for that price range.
$825.
And no pictures on the inside, so I've already left a message for the agent.
No pictures on the inside.
But
So
maybe we can get in.
We all know what that means. We all know what that means.
Yeah.
That's that glamour shot of the guy who's like 40 feet away.
Yeah.
That when you blow it up, he's distorted.
Yeah.
You know, you can there is no other. There's that one profile photo of him 40 feet away, probably from his high school, graduation photo or something.
Right. Yeah, I'm scared about that one.
God.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see.
Yeah.
Because think about that. Because you and we talked to a seller that was in that same neighborhood, and their house failed to sell at X, and now they're looking at putting it back on the market at 10% higher than what it didn't sell at. And so,
will somebody pay that?
Yeah. So Elizabeth, like looking back, like had we known 6 months ago when we started with those people, or not had we known, had they known what the market was going to do 6 months ago, would they have bought that house that they were $7,000 apart on?
I think they would have.
Yeah, because now
100%.
they've raised their budget $80,000,
Right.
$100,000.
Right.
So it's
Right.
crazy.
Yep.
It's absolutely insane. So Evelyn, so you've got one client I know that is like that $160,000 to $200,000 price range.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, I mean, there's pretty much nothing out there. I mean, the condition of the houses are just like you mentioned earlier.
Scary.
It is.
Nothing you'd feel comfortable selling.
No.
Probably. You can find stuff.
I mean,
but-
it is. Yeah. I mean, I told him to go to spotcrime.com and just, make sure you understand the crime level in this area. But, there's not much out there.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, I remembered a year or 2 years ago, I would find way more. But,
Right.
Yeah.
But even like,
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
So what do you think as a team? I know what I think. I want to hear what you guys think. So if there's such constriction in the market with inventory, where should we be focusing our time?
On getting listings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all like that.
I mean, literally, like we should be doing everything we can to list every single house that we can list. And we've got a lot coming. We've got 7 coming soon. But think about the house that we listed yesterday that the neighbors saw.
Yeah. Oh my God. How much activity have you gotten?
Tiffany's been on the phone all day.
It has blown up. My phone, no lie. I bet you, we listed that yesterday afternoon, and I bet you, no lie, there's been 40 phone calls.
Oh my God. So let me ask you, have you received any offers?
We did receive an offer because the neighbors had already seen the house. They had seen the house at like the pumpkin patch or since the house has a pool.
Okay.
They had a pool party and these people had seen the house.
And fell in love.
And they were like, we want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But of course, we're going to put people in backup positions.
Okay.
We're going to look at offers to accept as a backup just because plan A is always in jeopardy if there's no plan B, especially when it comes to houses. I've been seeing all over TikTok, the person who has a plan B means they're not committed to their plan A. I am committed to plan A. The buyer, on the other hand, may not be committed to plan A. So when you're talking about real estate, let's be very, very clear. When you're representing the seller, and even when you're representing the buyer, you need to be prepared to do a backup.
Yeah.
We're all about that.
Yeah.
It's just
Bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Getting the buyers on board with it.
Yeah. But
sometimes, and I'm like, it takes me 3 seconds to do this. It's just an exhibit. Let's do it.
But let's think about that house, that listing that I had for 6 months. No activity. We get an offer. 21-day close. Clean as a cucumber. My people are like, what should we do? I'm like, we need to accept this offer. We need to make this offer work.
6 months of no real activity.
So, no real activity.
In an area that should be selling.
With one very, very, very low offer.
Yes.
And no lie, we accept that offer, and the very next day we get another offer that is 1,000 times better.
Oh, that's painful.
It was.
Oh
it
my
was.
God.
That's so painful.
It was so painful. Talk about not wanting to pick up the phone and make a phone call.
And I've been wanting to ask you how that conversation went.
Not well.
I didn't know if you
Not
were
well.
talk about it right here.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know who needed to be sedated more, me or them. I mean, it was absolutely.
Because I'm sure they said, well, you advised us.
You advised us. Well, but what were you going to do?
Right. You didn't know?
And the offer ended, right?
Yeah,
you had to
there
respond.
was a time limit.
Right.
And this is the thing is, are you going to not respond to the bird in the hand, hoping that you have two in the bush? And that's the thing is, like, nobody has a crystal ball. Like, what are you going to do? Well, there were showings, and maybe we should have waited, and maybe those other people would have walked away. Were you willing to roll the dice on that?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's just that simple. What's the good news about 2021? Besides the fact that we've sold 5 houses already?
We'll be busy.
Well, we're going to be really busy.
Yeah.
And we're going to help.
Excited.
We're going to get some houses listed, and those are going to sell like the one that you just put on the market yesterday, where it's gone immediately.
I know. Well, I need 50 more of those.
We do too. We're happy with that.
Happy as a pig in a puddle.
Pig in a puddle.
Yeah. You know, it's amazing. A lot of the houses that have been on the market for a long time have gone under contract. I was just talking to a seller, and it appeared as though his house had not sold, and it is actually under contract. And that house has been on the market 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
2 years.
Big ticket.
Yeah,
He finally
so
got it under
that's-
contract.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well,
Not good, because I wanted to list that.
Well, you just had a big sale too.
Well, I did have a big sale. Beggars can't be choosers.
That's
Wow.
right.
But you know, I mean, think about it. How long did that big sale take? You know, everybody says, "Oh, you had a big sale." But the thing about it is that if you take the months, the years, and divide it, I made $4 an hour.
Oh wow.
I don't think it was that bad. Come on.
Okay, maybe I exaggerated just a little. Let's put it this way: I have enough to take us all out to dinner.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Favorite war story of 15 days? Do you have a war story for 15 days?
A warrior story.
A war story. Like, you know, something that went wrong or
Well,
something.
I definitely have.
Well, let's start with you, Eveline. Tell us.
I'm trying to think.
Well, I'm under contract. We're supposed to close the end of 2020. And because the buyer is working with a big box lender company, the closing has been pushed out for the 3rd time. But we got the CD, so they're signed the CD, so now we know we're really going to the closing table. But, you know, with a big box lender company, you cannot reach them, you cannot call them. They, you know, you're just a number. They're not speeding things up because they don't care that you had a closing, you know, 10 days already, that you passed 10 days. So it was really frustrating for everybody.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's
it's out
the
of your
thing with
control.
these big box lenders is that they do not take the contract seriously.
They don't.
They think that the time limits are written in pencil, and it makes my head spin around and snot fly out of my nose. And Eveline, I think I saw that for the first time with you. Well, maybe not for the first time. Come on, we've seen that.
Yeah.
But it's
only
rare.
takes so much.
It's rare that you get whacked out.
Yes.
You can only take so much,
It's,
though.
yeah, it's just frustrating for everybody, and then fees accumulate, and then the seller doesn't want to pay the extra fees that are accumulated, and so you know you're trying to make it to a smooth transaction as possible, and I want for everybody to have a good memory, but that just you know the lender just kind of just makes it difficult.
Yeah, messes it up.
Yeah.
Totally messes it up.
Yeah.
So, Elizabeth, did you come up with a war story?
Gosh, I don't think I have one
Do you have
now.
like a happy story?
A happy story?
I mean,
I
what
have
do
a
you
happy story. I got some clients under contract in a very difficult price range with multiple offers. And they got the house, and I was happy to hear that. And then I took a close look at the comps and realized why they got so many offers. My people are getting the house for like $30,000 less than what most of the houses in the neighborhood sell for.
Wow, that's
So I'm
awesome.
pretty excited,
Right.
but they are having to buy it as is. It was being sold as is. We're still doing inspections, but the sellers already said we're not doing anything. And my clients are okay with that because it's under their budget.
Right.
So that's the ticket.
But
is-
let's expand, Elizabeth, because we talk about as is, and for us, we know what as is.
Yeah.
But the audience may not understand like as is. As is means you're going to buy it no matter what's wrong with it. But typically there is a right to inspect.
Right.
So you go ahead, you do your inspection, and there's a 12-foot foundation crack. You still have the ability to terminate. What as is means in Georgia, when you still have the ability to inspect, is that you can terminate if you find something wrong with the property. The seller is not going to address it.
Right, because as is sounds very scary.
Yeah.
And I always make sure to tell them, this doesn't mean you have to buy the house.
Right.
We still have a way to get out if you're not comfortable with the way the inspection goes. So we'll
Right.
see how the inspection goes next week.
Yeah.
But they're pretty excited about it, and they had an opportunity to see a much nicer house for a higher price. And he said, you know what? We're going to be fighting no matter what house we get, and we've got this one, and we think we can really make it what we want. So we're not going to try to push for the nicer home that's more expensive that we can't overbid for.
Right.
So I thought that was a very smart way to look at it. So we're going to stay with the one we got. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, Elizabeth, I'll tell you, there's one other thing that kind of floated through my mind when you were talking, and that was the conversation that we had yesterday with the people that are looking to buy with us. So their house is not on the market.
Right.
An agent has reached out to them that has a buyer,
Mm-hmm.
and the buyer is not in love with their house.
Yeah. The buyer's in like with their house.
The buyer is in like with their house.
They're dating.
Yeah, they're dating, and that's what we told them.
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of people don't realize that is that in the state of Georgia, that the total liquidated damages to the seller is the earnest money.
That's it.
And you got an $800,000 house under contract, and you find somebody that you fall in love with, you're giving up that
Give up the
$8,000.
$8,000, but I wouldn't give up 30.
That's right. So we were, even though we're not representing them,
Right.
because this agent's reached out to them, the house wasn't listed.
Right.
We kind of ran into them as buyers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, we told them, make sure that you get enough earnest money that if the deal doesn't close, that, or if the buyer finds something else, that they're not going to walk away from it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
That's
they
so
didn't-
so
and
important.
they didn't know that. They
They
don't have an agent representing them. So
Yep.
they're not going to know that. But
Right. But
we'll give out some advice.
we're prepared to spout the knowledge because
That's
for
fine.
us, we
They're gonna
want
buy.
all good vibes.
That's right.
We want everybody to work with us.
Right.
And
Show our value.
yeah, show our value.
Which a lot of people need to know what value a real estate agent brings them.
Yeah.
He had no idea about any of that when we were talking to him.
He had no clue.
No
Now,
clue about earnest money.
Here is upper level executive.
Right.
Very accomplished businessman,
Mm-hmm.
very astute business person. He had absolutely no clue that the earnest money was his total liquidated
Right.
damages in a
And that
transaction.
it was only 1% in Georgia.
And typically, it's customary. It's a negotiated
right.
amount,
But
but what's
typically-
typical is 1%,
Right. Of the sales price.
which is insanity if that's your total liquidated damages. But real estate agents have conditioned buyers to think that they can get a house under contract for 1%. It's absolutely insanity to me.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? It's terrible.
Well, for me as a buyer's agent,
You like it.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I'm on
when we've got
buyer's
the
side.
buyer, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the listing side, not so
It's
much.
not so
No.
much because
Not so much.
Yeah.
Well, guys, as I always say, my name is Glennda Baker. I am a real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia. I have the opportunity and the luxury to work with these beautiful ladies every single day, Evelyn Olson and Elizabeth Coates. And as we always say, send a text, tag us in a post, give us a call. That's what we love the most because we love the opportunity to talk real estate with you today. See ya.